and have been freed are the or hold us as prisoners, hold our soul nature as prisoner. And we'll be looking at Neptune, the esoteric ruler, opening the emotional nature to the energies of love, and the higher octave of Neptune, its higher vibrations as the hierarchical ruler, imbuing our consciousness with buddhi, the intuition, and even the breaking down of all boundaries and the power to identify with each other, as each other, through being. These are the energies we want to contact at this time. So we can imagine the moon. It was the physical planet of a planetary chain which is now defunct. Something called the Saturn chain has taken its place, and the chain lord of the moon has moved, or is participating in the Earth chain with all of its lives, seeking to continue the progress which it could not complete at that time. The mother of the form, the moon, in relation to Cancer. Vulcan physical, Neptune emotional, Uranus mental. Power to build the form in the right way so that it can become lighted, a true lighted house, so that the light of the soul can be contained in the rightly built and purified form. So we'll open imaginatively to the idea of the Vulcanian energy flowing in, strengthening the physical etheric, the Neptunian energy sensitizing the emotions to love and to intuition, and the Uranian energies bringing us occult mind, thereby transforming and eventually transfiguring the lunar nature. We need these energies. And we can attune with them and see them flowing into our group or groups. We all need every one of these three that the moon veils. And as we purify the lunar vehicles, the veils will become thinner and thinner and attenuating. The veils will no longer obstruct the inflow of these energies we need from the three sacred planets. So let us imagine then the triple energies flowing into our group and groups, that we ourselves and all of our co-workers are imbued with the strength of Vulcan and the sensitivity of Neptune and the brilliant occult mind of Uranus. Let us imagine these flowing in on the sound of the Om, transforming our group life. The form is our chariot. The tarot card for Cancer is the chariot. We have to anchor the higher energies in a well-prepared form. That's the way the externalization takes place in our own microcosmic sphere. And on the larger picture, the personality of humanity must be receptive to and begin to anchor these energies. And we can imagine how much purification will be needed for this to happen. But fortunately, the energies of Vulcan and Pluto are acting powerfully before the first degree can be taken, and so the purification, and we're witnessing it right now in the world with all of its unpleasantness, so that purification can occur. Now we look at Neptune from the esoteric perspective, conveying the power to refine and sensitize and calm the astral body, rendering it receptive to the love and compassion of the Buddhic plane. Neptune, the soul ray of Neptune, probably the sixth, I suspect, with a special connection to all astral natures, whether the astral body of the human being or of the planetary deity or the astral body of the entire solar system, and even the cosmic astral plane on which the astral body of our solar logos can be found. So, very important at the second initiation, and wherever true striving towards higher things can be found. Where would the ray of Neptune, its presence, help in our group life? Help with the unruly and difficult astral body, the most difficult to tame, especially in our astral Buddhic solar system. It's a unified body. It's not divided like the mind and the physical etheric. It's unified and powerful. So where are we in our groups most in need of these Neptunian qualities? We try to visualize that. We know that the great glamour of separation and hatred is running rampant in the world, but Neptune particularly conveys an energy that overcomes those kinds of divisive Martian reactions. So let's see the improvement that can take place in our own life, the love coming in, the sensitivity coming in, the empathy, the compassion, the ability to feel what another is going through and to convey the healing energy. Let's sound the Om and see that transpiring as these energies flow into our group life. Neptune is another name for the Christ and for the initiator at the first two initiations. We can see how this ray of Neptune is so needed if we are to take those first steps in the threshold initiations. The love energy has to enter in, and the time of Cancer is a great time for that to happen. Raising the solar plexus to the heart. And then we'll go further with a still higher aspect of Neptune as it rules Cancer hierarchically. And as we're tuning with that marvelous blue planet, it's such a wonderful, deep blue Neptune, as we attune with Neptune's power to reveal the all-pervading presence, all the many presences are one presence, the presence of God in matter, form. The presence is here, always present. And the ability through Neptune to promote complete identification with the heart of life within the form. The monad is our center of will, but it's also located on the second cosmic ether, and heart centers are located on the second ethers. So Neptune is there, heart of the sun energy, Christ energy, Buddhic energy, all fed by this Neptunian power of oneness and identification from the monadic level. So this is the saving energy, the energy of salvation through realized identification with other human beings, and finally with all kingdoms, and finally with all forms of life. If we're going to know ourselves to be everywhere, as it is asked in this formula for harmlessness, Neptune plays a very significant role. So we think of our group life, how this higher revelation of the divine presence, the transcendent qualities of Neptune, how they could really help our group life and the life of the world's servers and the men and women of goodwill, and eventually all of human beings. Not using Neptune for glamour and for false imagination, not that, but using Neptune to reveal the divine. So we feel that energy flowing in to our group and more widely into the world's servers and out into the world, bringing the sense of the presence, the idea that God is love, that God is solar fire in our solar system, bringing that. And we'll visualize that happening as we sound the Om for this higher aspect of Neptune. These are some of the energies, the planetary energies that we want to be sensitive to, and we want to keep building up our receptivity over the next 24 hours or so. Neptune is the guardian of the solar flames, and that immediately takes us to the idea of our great solar God and his soul nature at the heart of the sun, conditioned by the second ray, his soul ray, and the monadic ray of Neptune. So we're all monadically, we all find our home within the sun, at least for a time. That solar logos is very intimate to us all, really, if we could realize it when we look at the blazing orb of the sun, not just some luminous physical body there, but a great deity in whom we all play a part. We're all units of love wisdom somehow in this solar system. And the great solar logos is everywhere present. That great love wisdom energy pouring through all of the planets, planetary logoi, and into our planetary logos, into Shambhala and the hierarchy, and reaching us through our energy centers. Let's imagine that happening. We participate in the great flow of solar logoic love wisdom. We need that union of the sun and the moon. It's Leo and Cancer, two proximate signs, but really it's the solar logos and Neptune. And participating in the heart of the sun energy. None of this terrible, divisive, hate-filled interplay could go on if the heart of the sun energy were really suffusing the consciousness of human beings. So as DK says, endeavor to serve and spread love in your surroundings, and inasmuch as you can do this, you're blending your little will with the large purpose of the will of God. But outside our solar system from constellations outside come the energies we're talking about now. The energy of Cancer and its light, the light within the form, which has to be raised in brightness, the diffused light of substance itself, the dark light of matter. It is the light awaiting the stimulation coming from soul light. Leo, the light of the soul, and Cancer, the dark light. And Vulcan will help make that light radiate brighter and brighter until through the form we will also shine. That's what it means to have a lighted house. Are we shining? Are we radiating through our soul body, through the personality, and eventually, at greatest for a human being, radiance of all from the spirit nature? It's a very dim constellation, Cancer. Maybe it wasn't in the previous solar system looking so dim to our particular solar logoic demonstration. It was an earlier system where Cancer was strong. Maybe it was more powerful in a way. But we want to open ourselves to the feel of that energy quality of Cancer. It's very related to matter, substance, third-ray physicality, and seventh-ray etheric. The feel of the Cancerian energy coming from the constellation and adapted through the sign of the zodiac, attuned to the constellational energy. This is a real energy. It's very available now. It can open up and embrace the world, or it can close off and become nativist and insular and self-protective in an isolated way. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the embracing aspect of Cancer. And we will ponder on what the mantra means and how the process is going in our lives and how it could be improved and in our group life and in the life of humanity. I build a lighted house and therein dwell. As souls together, with the soul illumining the plane of mind, open to the intuition, open to the spiritual will, open to the sense of being, we ponder together. I build a lighted house and therein dwell. I build the lighted house, and therein dwell. And what is it that is dwelling in the lighted house? That is something for everyone to answer. We do know the lighted house of humanity, the human personality and the human soul. These have to be built. And while it is true of disciples and of the New Group of World Servers and of the men and women of goodwill, it is not true of humanity as a whole. So we have to make our contribution. So keep meditating along these lines. You know, we're about 24 hours away from the actual full moon, just a little more than that. We keep our alignment. You know, it all comes from the local cosmic logos. Or maybe I should call it supercosmic. It's the one about whom naught may be said, particularly connected with the Pleiades, as is the sign Cancer. Pleiades, the source of not just of the energy of intelligence, but the energy of cosmic buddhi. And for us, because it's central, it's got a great first-ray energy too. And in that heart in the head center, the constellation Cancer is one of the 12 doorways that has to go forth into our local cosmic logos, the 7 soul systems, of which ours is one, playing the role of heart center. The Cancerian energy comes forth and it anchors in the solar logos where it is distributed, particularly to the planet Neptune, and thence to the other planets, including our planet in Shambhala, affecting all of us as spirits related to Shambhala, affecting all of us as souls related to the Christ in the hierarchy, and entering into our personalities on the different levels, including the heart and the head level, which reflects, in a way, a much lower turn of the spiral, the great heart and the head of the one about whom naught may be said. And down through the particular center in the head, which is related to the heart and to the solar plexus, and thence into the heart center in the solar plexus, but coming back to the heart center, where we learn to embrace each other in that spirit of soul unity and eventually identification. As through the power of Neptune we begin to realize that we actually are each other. So the alignment from the very centermost point of our local cosmos system all the way down into our personalities. We can at least imagine that. And we can look out into the world very troubled. But where is this Cancerian lighted house, Neptunian heart of the sun energy needed? Maybe we can imagine some location, some situation, kind of direct it there to see better results. Our imagination can be powerful as we direct the light and the intuition and the oneness energy towards an area where it's really needed. We'll sound the Om, seeing that energy well applied, making a difference, a positive difference. We know that one of the greatest methods of preparing for the externalization of the hierarchy and the reappearance of the Christ is to use the great invocation. It is a mantra of light and power, and it has been given to humanity in 1945 when the Christ made his decision that he would indeed return in physical appearance, dense physical appearance. And that is, of course, a great sacrifice on his part. So, trying to get this open here, the great invocation, but doesn't. There it is. Okay. I know that we know this by heart, so many of us, but just in case. And we'll close our meditation in alignment with the Cancerian energy and the idea of the one family of humanity. And the synthesis, the integration, desirable integration in harmony of the one human family, the race of men of the fourth stanza, the race of human beings. Let's sound the invocation with all the benevolent possibilities in mind. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Well, friends, we're in that period, day of dedication leading up to the actual full moon moment, 10:56 and 31 seconds, p.m. GMT on the 19th, at least where GMT exists. For some it will be the next day, the 20th, and maybe for most the 19th. So hold the mantram in your mind. I build a lighted house and therein dwell. Keep the alignment. Realize the power of Neptune to break down barriers. And in the dialogue box there, the chat box, you will see where you can tune in with us for tomorrow's broadcast. It'll be a broadcast, not a webinar. And I for a change, I'll be handling it. My wife, too, usually handles it, but she's out of town, so, bear with me. I'll do my best. And then on the next night, there'll be a musical broadcast of the Cancer Solar Fire oratorio ritual meditation. We've been completing these as we go along, and it'll be a meditative opportunity with music. So have a wonderful full moon. If we don't get a chance to work with you, and if we do, we'll see you in about 24 hours. So all the best to all of you, and let that point of tension grow as we embrace all of humanity, and we realize that the whole is seen as one of the great mantrams of Cancer. Bye-bye for now, and we'll have this up on Makara as soon as we can manage. All the best to you, and we'll see you before long. Bye-bye.